This week, my friend asked me for 10 easy yoga poses that you can do with kids. I'll explain it to you as though you're teaching the class, but also take this as though you're a kid right now, trying out some of the poses. So a way I might start is having everybody just stand still. Maybe you have them close their eyes and sway back and forth. An easy way to get kids to kind of ground into a yoga practice is to ask them to hear what they're hearing. Maybe you're outside and it's the sound of the birds. Maybe it's a clock in the room or the giggles of their friends. Maybe they could hear their breath. And tell them to send all their breath down through their feet, feeling if they could feel their feet spreading down into the ground, wiggling all their toes. And have them open their eyes. And I'd start with a sun salutation. So breathing in, reach your arms all the way up, gather the sun. And breathing out, send all the energy of the sun down into the ground, folding down. Breathing in, reach up to the sky, gather the sun. Breathing out, send all the sun energy down into the ground. 3 more times. Breathing in, reaching up, gather all the light. And breathing down, send all the light down into the grasses, the soil. Breathing in, reaching up. And breathing out, reaching down. 1 more time. And then doing this, they're able to start linking their breath with movement, starting to realize something besides just their body moving, that there's a lot of movement inside their body too. Then I might come into tree pose, having them stand on one leg. You can just keep your big toes on the ground. Bring your foot to your calf or bring your foot to your thigh. A lot of kids are able to do this. And your hands can come into prayer. And here I tell them to really send down their roots down into the ground. Imagining all their roots going through the soil. And then have them spread their branches up into the sky. And allow their tree to wave in the wind, moving their branches side to side until they fall down. And then coming onto the other side. How is this tree different from the last tree? Can you sink your roots even deeper or spread your branches wide this time? Maybe one branch reaches a different way than the other branch. And maybe that changes. And see how much you can wave your branches around until the tree falls down. Then I'd have them come onto the floor. And we'd warm up with a little bit of cat-cow, but instead we're going to call it cat-lion. And we're going to do a really silly breath called a lion's breath. So breathing in, bring your belly button up to the sky, look down to your belly button, and breathing out, drop your belly down, and you're going to stick out your tongue when you drop your belly down, and go, or maybe make a roar sound or some kind of silly sound out of the mouth. I've had kids yell doing this. I've had them go, bah! So really you could do anything here. And invite them to let out any of the tension or stress or whatever word that they've told you about that's gotten locked up in their life. So anything that makes them feel a little uneasy, say now's your chance to just breathe it out into the world and get it out of you. So breathing in, look at your belly button. Breathing out, let it out, blah! And I would do that a few times with them. Then you can come into lightning bolt. So sitting back on your knees, you can either sit your legs all the way down or come up onto your knees and reach your arms up into the sky like a lightning bolt. Yes. Reach the lightning bolt over towards one side of the room. Reach it to the other side of the room. And again, reach it to one side and over to the other side. Then bring the hands down to the ground. Come to downward facing dog. This is like when you make a little bridge that something could just walk underneath you. And sometimes I'll have kids walk or crawl underneath each other's down dogs here. You could tell them to walk their dog, pedaling their feet back and forth. Usually they don't stay here that long. I'll make them wiggle their heads out, stick their tongues out, scrunch their eyes, scrunch their face. And then we would step one leg forward and come up into a warrior pose. Bending your front knee, your back leg is straight. Invite the kids to imagine that their front arm is a magic wand. I prefer over a sword, but it could be a sword. And it's changing everything in their life that gets in the way. So imagine that they could take everything they wanted to happen, and with this magic wand, they're weaving and casting a spell for a new life for themselves. And then switch sides, doing the same thing on the other side. You can even have them make a wish here. It could be for somebody else. Next we come to star pose. Nice and simple, just reaching the arms and legs as far apart as you can. Here I would invite kids and you to bring in everything that they feel is light and shining about themselves. So we might gather it up and spread out all the good inside of ourselves and gather it up, reaching towards the ground. Send it out into the sky, all your bright shining light. And again, sending it out. Good. Lastly, we'll go on a butterfly ride. Coming down onto the floor, just bringing your feet together. Imagine that you're a butterfly or your favorite bird here, and just begin to flap your wings. And you can flap your arms too. And here I invite kids to close their eyes once again. And imagine that they're flying to their favorite place in the world. A place where no grown-ups get in the way, where all their favorite things get to be around them. And then bring your hands back onto your legs. Bring your legs together, roll down onto your back. For Shavasana is what we call it in the yoga class, but I call it magical relaxation time for kids. And invite them to take wherever they went in their butterfly, and they lay down on their backs, one hand on their belly, one hand on their heart, and they get to hang out in that place. So maybe they went to a beach, maybe they went to a park, maybe their dog is there, the people they love. And feel how their breath spreads their hands apart. Feel how their breath breathes both up to the sky and down to the ground. Invite them to a happy, peaceful place that always exists inside of themselves. Whenever we're done here, we'd wiggle our toes, wiggle our fingers, and find a wiggle in our whole body until we came back up and thanked each other, bowing for all the attention we paid to each other. There you have it.